Welcome back to the Extra Evident. I'm going to be giving my full, honest opinion about the arcade. I gave it a few days. It's been like 3 or 4 days since it came out, so I think it's a good time to give my opinion on the thing. We are going to start with the hub, because the hub is actually kind of a big part of this. I think the hub is pretty sick. You have these mailbot things that you can find, which honestly a lot of people are complaining that you don't really get anything, but I think it's just kind of funny that you don't get anything. I don't really mind that because I mean it is, at the end of the day, it's a choice if you want to do it or not. Also, the hub has a lot of parkour. They have a lot of games. I think Nemo Slap is oddly very fun. Honestly, I think the hub is one of the best parts of the arcade. It's so well made. You can tell they put a lot of time into it. So yeah, that is my opinion. I think the arcade hub is sick. I'm now going to eat chicken noodle soup, so I will cut when I'm done. I'm done eating chicken noodle soup. Now let's talk about Block Drop. So Block Drop, I think it's a pretty fun game. I can't see it getting, you know, too many players because, like I said, it's not very good at retaining players. But I think it's very well made. It's a very chill game. If you don't really want to have to think, you know, if you're in a call with one of the boys and you're bored, just cue Block Drop and run around. I think that's the only purpose it's trying to serve, and I think it does it pretty well. You know, I don't know why you could really complain about Block Drop. Block Drop is, it's very solid overall, in my opinion. Really glad they added it back, because this was like low-key one of my favorite game modes on the Hive before they got rid of it. But yeah, very good for commentary. I don't know. I just find it very easy to, like, think while playing this game. This is probably the game I'm gonna have the least to say about, as I mean it's just kind of simple, you know, which is a good thing in my opinion. Like I've said 20 times, Block Drop's a good game, balanced game. I don't really see how you could dislike it for any other reason besides it's just not your kind of game. Now let us talk about Ground Wars. Now before I say anything else, I think this is a good standard for what we should expect from arcade games. It's very simple, very straightforward, not too much happening. It's just you shoot the other people, that's about it. However, I do not like this game at all. I just think it's really boring. It gets really boring really easily. I can play like 2 games of this in a row and then I move on. It's not exactly like a poorly made game. I think it's fine how it's made, other than these power-ups. I think it's smart to add power-ups to this game to try and freshen it up a little bit. I just feel like some of the power-ups they added are completely pointless, like the explosion thing, the knockback one. I think, like this knockback egg, it's pretty pointless. But then there's power-ups like Iron Man that make a lot of sense and are actually useful. I just feel like it's kind of hard to, like, play this game for a while. It gets really repetitive really easily. I don't know, maybe there's people out there that just love Ground Wars, but I am definitely not one of those people. I do like the imposter thing, though, just because it's kind of funny. There's not really much I can say about how the game was made. It's just kind of a boring game to add. And with that, I'm gonna move to Capture the Flag. Alright, now I seriously think Capture the Flag is one of the best made games the Hive has made in a while. In my opinion, it's completely balanced. The shop is balanced. The items you get from the shop are pretty balanced. Like, if someone buys iron armor, you don't just lose the fight. You can still kill them. And I know a lot of people might think that TNT is pretty overpowered, which I agree, but I feel like in the case of Capture the Flag, that's actually a good thing, because without the TNT, you would be able to just have 5 people camping your flag, and they would just never lose. It allows for plays to be made, which I think is a very, very good thing. And I like how open the maps are, too. There's a lot of, you know, different things you can do. There's a lot of different ways you can get the flag. Like, right now, I'm getting rolled because my entire team is gone, which reminds me, my only gripe with this game is that you need a competent party to actually do something. You can't really just like solo queue this game because you're just gonna lose every time. It's just kind of how it is. Yeah, that would honestly be my only negative thing about CTF, is you can't really play it by yourself. But besides that, I think it's really balanced. I like a lot of the mechanics. I think this bow thing is creative. I think the speed berries are good. You know, I just think this is so thought out compared to the other games, you know? Capture the Flag is definitely the most fun I've had playing this update. Those are my thoughts on Capture the Flag. Probably the best arcade game in my opinion. And now we move to the most controversial one, which is the bridge. Now right off the bat, I'm just gonna say it, the bridge when the arcade first released was actually horrible. You could leap like halfway across the map. The build limit was way too high. It took way too long to die. You could place blocks anywhere, including, like, inside of your spawn. It was just a mess, and I was kind of sad that the Hive even, like, allowed that to happen. But I think they did a very good job at fixing it. Once again, it's not exactly perfect. I do think a lot of the kits are still either way too broken or not useful at all. Like, I feel like the snowball kit, a lot of people aren't talking about it, but it is very overpowered. I literally can't get near this guy when I fight him because he just snowballs me. And there is also the leap kit, which is definitely not as good as it was. It's still a little broken, but I do think it's losing a lot of its, you know, strength because of how common it is. I think since literally everybody's been using leap, a lot of people have just figured out how to counter it, and it's not really as good now. But then again, when you fight a really good person using leap, it's kind of just GG's. I don't know. The leap's up in the air. I either love it or I hate it. Who knows what it is right now. I'm kind of loving it right now because I'm winning. And then there's the skill-based matchmaking. Oh boy. In my opinion, I think the skill-based matchmaking is actually, like, really good. Like, sure, occasionally I queue, like, the sweatiest gremlin ever, which is really annoying. I feel like it's a lot more balanced. Like, a lot of my bridge solos games tend to be, like, 3-2. And I feel like the people who complain about skill-based matchmaking on the bridge haven't ever really played a competitive game before. Like, I don't know what you expected when you heard skill-based matchmaking. It seems like it was only a problem when people started playing the game and they started losing. And look, I know what people are gonna say, guys, it's Minecraft. How is it competitive? I don't know, but the Hive kind of made it competitive. So I seriously don't understand why people are expecting to just, like, mow through everybody they fight when they're supposed to be fighting people that are even to them. And I get it, okay? I know the argument. I just want to play casually. Well, they added the bridge duos. I'm getting rolled. They added the bridge duos, which literally has the worst players you've ever seen in your life. I mean, I hope people can understand where I'm coming from. It's literally like any ranked game. The better you are at the game, the better the people you're fighting are gonna be at the game. I don't know if it's better that way, but that's the way it is. I do think that having skill-based matchmaking can be a good thing. I don't know. I feel like people are more likely to continue playing a game mode if they have the desire to become better. But I don't know. Could just be me. That is my opinion on the arcade. If I were to rank all of these games, I'm not gonna do an you know, a tier list. I'll just do it right now. I'd give Block Drop like a solid A or a B. I'd give CTF an S tier. I'd give Bridge like a B tier. I do think there's still some issues. I don't know. It's just like it's a little much. And I'd give Ground Wars a D tier. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will see you whenever I upload on this channel again. Goodbye. I died.